We're taking a look at chord inversions on guitar using standard notation and also on the guitar fretboard chart. Let's take a look first of all at the key of A major. We were looking at the chord triad on strings 1, 2, and 3. And just to help us understand what's going on, we'll be using this color code black, red, and blue to represent the root, the third, and fifth. Let's start out with the basic triad of root, third, and fifth. And how that looks on guitar is this will be the A. Now let's draw the third in, which is going to be C sharp. And the fifth is going to be the open string. And this is what we call a root inversion. A root inversion has the root note in the bass. We put the C sharp in the bass and the E above it, and then we put the root note on the top, which is A. This is called a first inversion. In order to play this, we need to put the C sharp on the third string. So this is still going to be the third, even though it's in the bass. So the C sharp is going to be right there on the 6th fret. The next note, E, we're going to find on the 5th fret of the second string. And finally, the A, this is going to be the root note, we're going to find on the 5th fret of the first string. The second inversion is going to have this note, the 5th, in the bass. And then we'll have also the root note above it. This third note going on the top, that's going to be C up here. Let's see if we can find those notes on the fretboard. The first note, E, is going to be right here on the 9th fret. You might recognize these shapes already. This is the A shape. This is what we might call an E shape if we follow this chord shape like this. Let's take a look at this. The next note that we're going to find is the A. So this is a 12th fret, so the A is going to be right here. And then finally, we need a C sharp. The third is going to be the C sharp, which is going to be right there. This is going to be our second inversion. The inversions are always named based on the lowest note. That A is the lowest note. We have a C sharp there and we have the E over here. Here's something else you might find interesting. Take these names off here. If we happen to play this string over here in the bass, which is a low A, that would still be called a root inversion. But we could also do the same thing over here, in which case all of these would be called root inversions because A is going to be the lowest note. What happens on the top of it doesn't affect the naming of the inversions.